guys, welcome to my newest video. For this one I'm going to be doing my favourite sci-fi films and TV shows. I'm doing this because I was inspired by Sarah 1228's contest. This isn't actually for the contest, but I really wanted to do this video. But if you're not subscribed to Sarah, go and subscribe to her because she's awesome. I'll put the link in the below bar for you to go and check her out if you haven't already done so. But yeah, basically sci-fi is one of my favourite genres. It's a close tie between sci-fi and musicals. I can't really decide between the two, but yeah, so I do have a lot of favourites in terms of both sci-fi and in both movies and TV shows. More to do with the TV than actual movies, but I've got quite a vast representation for them here, so yeah, I'm going to be doing the movies first, but and then I'll do the TV shows, but I really want to do this in the one video, so I apologise if this is a really long video, but I don't want to have to do it in two parts because I've actually got a new camera, so yeah, I've got longer time on the camera, so in a way this is also going to be a bit of a test run to see what filming for longer periods is like as well. But yeah, please stick with me through the video because yeah, I might ramble on for a bit, but yeah, so starting with the movies, and this is for movies that I like and have seen, because there are some I know people will be shocked I don't have in here, but this is just the movies I've actually seen. I've got a fair few other sci-fi movies that I know are really popular, but I either don't have them or I've got them but haven't gotten around to seeing them just yet. But yeah, this is just those movies and TV shows that I've seen and I love. So yeah, first up, and please don't laugh at me for this one, but I have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. Yeah, what can I say? This is a guilty pleasure of mine. It's one of my favourites from when I was a kid, and yeah, I just love this movie. It's the better of the two Power Ranger movies, because I do have Turbo, but it's far less superior to this one, even though it does have its own issues in terms of continuity. And but this is such a lot of fun to watch because I was a massive Power Rangers fan when I was growing up. Still am, but not as big as what I was when I was little. Because this movie came out when I was about 8, I think I was, and it's the first time I saw this because I rented this on. I remember renting it on VHS not long after it came out. Like you could view it, because I never got to see it in the theatres, which is a bit annoyed about because I wanted to but never got around to it. And yeah, cause I remember watching it, and the scene where Ivan Ooze destroys the power chamber, that terrified me when I was little. Like yeah, it's just that one scene I remember that really freaked me out. It's probably the closest, one of the only times that the show really actually terrified me. But yeah, it's a little side note there, but I just love this movie basically, because I mean, where else are you going to get Rita and Zed cheering on the Power Rangers? It's the scene, right, one of the final scenes in the movie, which is one of my favourites, where they're cheering in the snow globe going, go Rangers, go Rangers, go Rangers. That scene's just golden. Yeah, so like for all its issues, like this is just a lot of fun to watch, and aside from the fact you can tell this was obviously filmed in Sydney, which it was, so it looks nothing like Angel Grove in the TV show, and yeah, but this is just such a fun movie. That's basically all it comes down to. I know it's cheesy, I know it's a movie I probably shouldn't love as much as I do, but I really need to rewatch this actually, because been a couple of years since I last saw this film, but I just love it. It's one of my favourite movies from when I was a kid. So that's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. And then next up is the original 1951, The Day the Earth Stood Still. I watched this, I can't remember when I watched it was a while ago, but I got this initially because it's one of the films mentioned in Rocky Horror's science fiction double feature. Because with the line, I can't think of, I'm sort of blanking on the line, but Michael Rennie, that's his name. Michael Rennie was ill the day the earth stood still, and he told us where we stand. That's because I wanted, as I'm sure you all are all aware, I'm trying to get all the films mentioned in that song. So I've obviously seen this movie and I really enjoy it. I haven't seen the remake, but to be honest, I have no intention of ever watching the remake. I'm just going to stick with the original, I think, because the original, like, for being such an old movie, is really good. And yeah, I liked it way better than what I thought I was going to. And this is just a real classic. So that's the original 1951, The Day the Earth Stood Still. And then I have Men in Black. This is the double pack with Men in Black 1 and 2, but obviously Men in Black 1 is better than the second one. I mean, I like the second one, but the first one is far greater than the second one is, because I just love Men in Black. It's just a lot of fun to watch, and Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith work great together. I love the banter they do in the, like, because they play so, especially with the first one, like, so you can tell the vast differences between their characters, and they play off each other so well. It's just, a lot of fun to watch, and I just love, basically love Men in Black. That's basically all it comes down to. So, it's Men in Black. Then I have Serenity, of course, the follow-on movie to Firefly, which was cancelled long before it should have been, if not at all. So I know a lot of us Firefly fans are still pissed that Fox cancelled it. Serenity, it was did a great justice to the movie, Firefly, and I really did like this movie. I just thought it was a fitting, follow on to the show, and it's just a great movie. That's Serenity. Then I have the Alien movies. I actually like all 4 Alien movies. Aliens is my favourite because I just love the second one. Then it goes Alien. I don't know which I prefer out of Alien 3 or Alien Resurrection, but I don't really have that much issue with the last 2 movies. Obviously, as I mentioned, Aliens is, well, for me anyway, the best of the quadrilogy. But I just really like these movies. So that's Alien quadrilogy. Then it's probably a bit of an odd choice to include in the favourite sci-fi movies, but I'm classing it as sci-fi, even though it doesn't really take place as such in space, but it does, like, obviously it refers to the fact that, well, the characters are aliens basically, so and that is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm counting this as sci-fi, and it's also a musical, so that makes it all the more, yeah, amazing. I just love Rocky Horror. It's a great movie. I think my favourites, actually my favourite one of them's Hot Patootie. I just love that song. It's really catchy or Whatever Happened Saturday Night, I believe I think that's the original title, and then they changed it to Hot Patootie. Yeah, and can't think of the song Eddie's Teddy, that's another one that I love, and of course The Time Warp. But yeah, Rocky Horror, great movie. So yeah. Then I have one of my absolute favourite sci-fi movies, and that is Galaxy Quest. This movie is so much fun to watch. Yeah, it's a great, it's not so much a parody, but yeah, it's like, I mean, obviously it's based off Star Trek, but this is, yeah, such a great comedy. One of my favourite scenes in this is when they're trying to explain to I can't think of the aliens' names in this, but they're trying to explain that they're not actual, real, I guess, space heroes, and like they're actors, and because they're trying to explain that they're not all, like the shows are historical documents, and then Sigourney Weaver's character, Gwen DeMarco, she goes like, surely you don't think Gilligan's Island is, and then all their, like, the aliens express, like, their faces fall, and they're just like, those poor people. I just love that scene. It's and there are other great moments in this as well, like Sam Rockwell's character when the first like the big attack from I cannot think of the bad guy's name is. It'll probably come to me after, but when he like launches the weapons against the ship for the first like actual time, and he's like, there's a Sam Rockwell's character's like, there's a green thingy coming towards a red thingy, and it's like, I think we're the red thingy, and yeah, that's another one of my favourite scenes. But yeah, this movie is, yeah, it's just a great lot of fun, and another movie I have to rewatch soon because I just love this. So that's Galaxy Quest. And then I have Spaceballs, which of course no sci-fi fans collection should be without. This is another great movie, one of my all-time favourites. I could watch this over and over again and not get tired of it, because my favourite moment from this, or one of them, because there's such a lot of quotes and moments in this, is when he's giving like the password to the like the lock, and he's like, the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Dark Helmet goes, so the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I've ever heard in my life. It's the kind of thing an idiot would have put in his luggage. And then President this president comes in, and when he finds out that's the combination, he's like, unbelievable, I've got the same combination on my luggage. Yeah, but Spaceballs is a great sci-fi movie. Yeah. And then I have Avatar it's been among my favourites. I don't really care what anyone says about this movie. I thought this was amazing. Especially on Blu-ray. It looks fantastic, and I'm really annoyed that I never saw this in the theatre, so it would have been amazing. But yeah, I just really thought this was a really well done movie. Yes, I know the storyline's not original, but it's a really visually stunning movie, and I mean, looking past the storyline, it's just a really enjoyable movie to watch. So yeah, that's why it's one of my favourites. So that's Avatar. And then, of course, got to include this one, Inception. Another great, well, actually more than great, it's an awesome movie. Another one I wish I'd seen in the theatres, and this is actually my favourite of 2010. Yeah, I just wish I'd gotten around to seeing it, because I loved this movie. I'm actually the only one in my family who loved it, like, 'cause neither of my parents liked it for some strange reason. But yeah, Inception is basically all I need to say about this movie. So yeah, and then down to like the essentials basically in my any sci-fi collection, and the first one I'm going to show is Star Trek for the Voyage Home, Star Trek First Contact, and then the Star Trek reboot. I just chose these three from the series because these are my favourites. My order goes First Contact, The Voyage Home, and then the reboot. Yeah, I love Star Trek. It's that's basically all it comes down to. I can't remember which one was the first actual movie I saw. I think it might have been First Contact. Oh no, because I can't remember if I saw First Contact or Generations first, but I remember First Contact was the one that I loved when I fell in love when I first saw it, and yeah, I just knew this was going to be like my favourite of the movies, and yeah, it's the best one in my opinion. I know there's people who disagree with me on this, but for me, I love First Contact. And then closely followed by First Contact is The Voyage Home, which I know was the first of the movies with the original cast that I've seen. There's no particular reason really why I actually decided to watch it first. I think because I was amused by the idea of Spock being in 1986. I think that's what drew me to the theme. So yeah, and again, fell in love with this one. And then it's the reboot. Again, another one I wish I'd seen in the cinema, but the week I had the money to go, they stopped showing it, which pissed me off a lot because I really wanted to see it. But I'm glad I have, because I obviously got the Blu-ray, and I've actually seen this twice since I've picked it up. I really want to re-watch it again actually, because this is such a great movie, and I'm really looking forward to the second one, which comes out next year. So yeah, that's the Star Trek 2009 movie. So Star Trek, and then the last movies I'm going to show, I'm sure most people know what's left to show in this, and that, of course, Star Wars. I guess probably the first official sci-fi movies, like in the genre that I fell in love with, because first time I fell in love with Star Wars was when I saw The Phantom Menace, because believe it or not, I'd had absolutely no desire to see Star Wars, and then because Dad wanted to go and see Phantom Menace, and because I think the other option, I initially wanted to see My Favourite Martian, which I'm glad I chose Phantom Menace over My Favourite Martian, because My Favourite Martian wasn't really that good anyway. So yeah, I started getting really excited for Star Wars after I agreed to let Dad could see Phantom Menace. So, and then I haven't looked back since. For me, Empire Strikes Back is my favourite, which you probably guessed that's why I've got it out. Yeah, there's no particular reason really, I just really love this movie. I mean, I love all the original trilogy, because Return of the Jedi is a close second, because if I didn't love this one as much, Return of the Jedi would be my favourite. And but yeah, it's Empire Strikes Back and out of the original. And for the prequels, my favourite is Revenge of the Sith. I actually, because I saw all of the prequels in the cinema, and as I mentioned in my Answers video, I actually went to the midnight premiere of Revenge of the Sith, which was one of the best movie-going experiences of my life. And yeah, this movie was amazing. I think it's basically clearly the best of the prequels. I mean, I loved all the other prequels, so I'm probably a pretty generous Star Wars fan when it comes to the prequels, but I really loved this one. And yeah, and as mentioned, going to see this in the cinemas with all the other Star Wars fans was in one of the best experiences I've ever had. And particularly during the fight between Yoda and Palpatine, really. So I remember there's someone who yelled out "Go Yoda" during the fight. So yeah, but I love Star Wars. I couldn't live without these movies. Yeah. So that's it for the movies, and now going on to the TV. Again, this isn't in any particular order, well, except for the final one, but I'm sure you will know what will be my final pick. But first up, I have Space Academy and Jason of Star Command. These are two 1970s, I think, TV shows, like live action TV shows from Filmation. I believe these were on a Saturday morning, correct me if I'm wrong, but I only actually found out about these movies, TV shows from Darren Zeiserak, I believe is how you say his name, because I saw his videos on them, and and it intrigued me to check them out, and so I ordered them, because I had to get them off Amazon third party because these aren't available anymore. And I watched them, and yeah, I mean, it's totally cheesy, but it's such like really fun entertainment. Because I think I preferred Jason of Star Command to the Space Academy, but these are both, I just find them both a lot of fun. Space Academy came first, which is just the general, like, station, I think. Yeah, it's like a space station that's essentially a school, basically. And then Jason of Star Command is a secret, like, area of Space Academy, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So I recommend, if you can track them down, really recommend giving these a go, because I think you'd be surprised with them, because it's just, yeah, as I said, a lot of fun. And yeah, so that's Space Academy and Jason of Star Command. And then I have The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers. This is the Volume 2 one because I think the second half of the show is my actual favourite. Yeah, this is such an underrated 80s cartoon, which is a shame because I think more people should know about this show. Because it is a really well done cartoon, like, and for being a kids show, it actually does have like some darker aspects to it, like stuff you wouldn't normally find. And yeah, I just really love this show. Probably my favourite cartoon, actually, I'd say, because Goose is my favourite character. I love Goose. That's why I roleplay him in Fandom High. But yeah, my favourite episode out of this is Battle of the Bandits, which is yeah, as the title suggests, like a battle of the bands in space. Can't get much better than that. But yeah, strongly recommend checking out this show. It's great. That's Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers. And then I have, it's not so much a TV show per se, but it's a mini-series, and that is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is far better than the 2005 movie. As I mentioned before, I like the 2005 movie, but yeah, this one, it's more faithful to the books, which I also love, and yeah, it's just better all round, really. So I strongly recommend checking this one out. Even if you haven't read the books, I still recommend, well, I recommend reading the books as well, but also recommend checking this one out, because Douglas Adams can't get much better than that with The Hitchhiker's Guide. It's pure genius, basically. So yeah, it's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And then of course I have Firefly. Well, if I had Serenity, I obviously couldn't do this without showing Firefly. Basically, I can't really say anything else that hasn't been said about this show. It deserved more than one season. If anything, it should have been allowed to continue on. Like, even to have a good a run as Buffy. Yeah, this show, great characters, great cast. Yeah, just Firefly. It's brilliant. And then I have Fringe. Essentially, if you haven't checked this show out, go and check it out. It's phenomenal. I haven't actually seen any of season 3 yet, but I'm waiting for the DVD to come out, and I will be getting into that as soon as I get the DVD. But this show is just really great, and for me, it's, from what I've seen, it gets better with each season, so I'm counting this as sci-fi because it deals with alternate realities and stuff like that, and I think it's classified as a sci-fi. Anyway, but yeah, I'm counting this as being a sci-fi show. Yeah, this is just I can't really describe it, but this show is like, it keeps you hooked. Like, you have to keep wanting to find out what's going on, because it's kind of all leads up to one particular point. Like, all the plot storylines, they all integrate, and yeah, it's just a really well written show, and I love it, and I really hope Fox doesn't cancel it. It deserves to keep going. So yeah, that's Fringe. And then again, another one I'm classing as a sci-fi, but it doesn't like, because of, well, I'll just show you the show first, and that is Primeval. Primeval, I can't say enough how much I adore this show. This is a British sci-fi because, well, it's more sci-fi than fantasy because it deals like with anomalies and stuff like that. Even though it doesn't take place in space, but yeah, I just really adore this show. So I've got series 4 on the way, so I'm really looking forward to getting to that. But yeah, and for me, this does get better with each season. So I was really happy when I heard they brought it back, because this was initially cancelled in 2009, but ITV and another company came back to bring it back for series 4 and 5, but I don't think they're going to renew it beyond series 5. So it looks like series 5 will definitely be the last, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, essentially, if you haven't seen Primeval, really recommend checking it out. It's just a fun. Yes, it can get cheesy, particularly in the early series, but it does get better with with each series, and particularly I found around series 2 and 3, like, it's really, like, there's a lot of for the show, like, it could be quite like drama, like not so much heavy, but there was like quite a bit of drama in this as well, and yeah, it's just a really good show, and I really urge you all to check it out if you haven't done so. So that's Primeval, and then I have Star Trek, the TV show, of course. I'm just showing this because this represents all 5 original Next Generation is, yeah, all 5 series of Star Trek, because I don't have all of them yet. I only own up to Next Generation. So, but I love Star Trek. My favourite series is Voyager, which I know a lot of people hate, but it's the series that got me hooked onto Star Trek. So, yes, I've got a lot of personal sentiment as to why I love Voyager more than any other, even though if I didn't love Voyager as much as I do, Deep Space Nine would be my favourite. Yeah, that's basically all I can really say. And again, with all the other shows, if you haven't seen Star Trek, go and check it out. So yeah, that's Star Trek. And then the next show I have is Battlestar Galactica. This is the original 1978 series and the new series. I love both versions of this show. The original series is more sci-fi oriented, like it's basically its base setting does affect the storyline, if that makes any sense. Like, there's space battles and they're obviously traveling in space, but it's kind of hard to explain it. But there is more of a sci-fi focus on this, because you know, it's yeah, this one is basically for sci-fi. Like, it's not like the reboot, I guess you could say, because this is more drama, character focused, and yeah, because for me, I loved the second half of season 4. I just thought it was great from start to finish. Yeah, but because like for the reboot, you don't have to be a fan of sci-fi to like this show. But whereas probably for the original, I guess you have to appreciate sci-fi if you want to get into the show. So, yeah, I probably did not explain that very well at all, but yeah, Battlestar Galactica is fucking awesome. I had to say that in there. Because I had seen a few episodes prior to, of like the original, prior to getting into the reboot, but once I watched the reboot, I went back to the original series, and I found it just really interesting to see where they'd gotten their ideas, and like how they adapted the storylines and everything. And also, as a side note, this doesn't really have much to do with Battlestar. Well, it does in a way, because Dirk Benedict is in the original, and he was also in the A-Team, which is currently taken like over with. So I'm watching that at the moment. I don't. In the intro, like I think it's from the 3rd season onwards, because in season 2 there was a moment where they're at this theme park type thing. I think it's, I don't know if it's Universal Studios or if it's just a park that's like that. But like his face is there, and then a Cylon, like the original Cylon, walks past, and he kind of looks at him and he's like, "Hey," it's like as if he recognises the Cylon. So I just thought that was amusing in the like I guess in joke with the theme. But yeah, Battlestar Galactica, I recommend both the original and the new series. So yeah. And then have Red Dwarf. I again adore this show. I think I've pretty much said that for all the shows I've said, but well, it's, if I didn't like them as much, they wouldn't be in the favourite sci-fi films and TV shows. So yeah, basically Red Dwarf is a British comedy, and I just think it's particularly the first 5 series really strong. I don't really, I mean, I can still watch the later series, but yeah, series 7 and 8, it wasn't the same standard as series 1 and like the first few series, even though I've heard they're actually bringing back Red Dwarf, so I don't know how that's going to go, because I haven't really been reading that much into it. I've just sort of seen it here and there that they're bringing it back, and so I don't know if they're sort of filling in between, if it's like going to be after Back to Earth, or if it's going to be in between the, because like with, obviously with Back to Earth, like some time had passed between the series 8 and like where they were at that time, so I think it'd be interesting, but I don't know if they're bringing back the original characters, or if they're going to be new characters, or like new actors playing the characters, or yeah, so don't really know what to think about that one. But anyway, yeah, Red Dwarf, like all my other shows, strongly recommend checking it out. Can probably, most of the shows I've shown, you can probably find clips and stuff on YouTube to see if you'd like them or not. So yeah, but Red Dwarf, a great comedy. Yeah. And then finally, last but certainly not least, I'm going to show you the spin-offs first, and they are Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood. I chose Series 3 and Children of Earth because these are my favourites of the series. So, of course, with that, probably guessed what I'm going to show you as my all-time favourite. And first is the classic Who, which with the Time Warrior, which is my favourite of the classics. And for the new Who, it's Series 4. What can I say about Doctor Who that I probably have already said time and time again? I love Doctor Who. That's basically, which I'm sure if you hadn't already guessed that with everything, but yeah, Doctor Who is my life basically now, and I can't actually imagine being without it. Like, I only discovered Doctor Who in 2008, and like that's 2 years and a bit, basically. No, it would be more 2 years rather. And yeah, it feels like it's been kind of like for ages, and I just can't imagine not knowing this show, and I don't really know what else I could say, but because it's kind of like something, if I didn't have it like now, I'd know that I was missing it, if that made any sense. Like or basically if the show were to go off the air, I'd be devastated. I think that's probably a better way to describe it. So I really hope Doctor Who has many more years left and doesn't get cancelled or anything, because I mean, I believe the show will last on forever in whatever format, but yeah, it's essentially so there's always going to be Doctor Who around. I don't think it's like no one's ever going to forget about this show, and it's always going to exist in some format. I believe, like with audios, books, obviously the show, and but Doctor Who, one of the best things to ever happen in my life, basically. So, and on that note, if you haven't seen Doctor Who, again, strongly recommend checking this show out. You won't regret it. So yeah, that's that, and that is it for my favourite sci-fi movies, TV shows. Hope you like that, and hope I didn't ramble on too much with so I don't know how much sense I just made with any of what I've just said. So basically that's it really, and so I think for my next video I really want to start doing more reviews. I know I've said I'm doing an A-Team review once I finish the show, and I'm also going to do Primeval once I rewatch that, but I also want to like start doing like reviewing various Doctor Who related memorabilia. I really want to start with the audios. Like, I don't have that much yet, but I'm probably actually going to re-listen to one. I won't say what just yet, but there's one that I'm really wanting to re-listen to, and so I'm probably going to give a review on that. But if I do the reviews, they won't be in order, obviously, because I don't have all of them, but I'll just sort of, as I get them, I'll review them. And so my next set of reviews for the next little while will be Doctor Who Big Finish, the reviews, and so I think that's about it really. That's going to be my next video, so probably sometime on the weekend, maybe sooner, and so until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye!